You're not the only QB out here anymore. You got what it takes to go head to head?
Prove it.
I was out in the field since I was little. Never been house cat. I'm on where everyone acting. You come at them backwards, they be where your house at.
What's going down?
We made it happen. What's going down, y'all? How we doing today? Alex, what's going down with you?
Man, not much. Not much. Just excited to finally be here. Talk to our fans. Everybody gets to finally see me, see my face. Talk about some patch updates. Talk about the game. It's gonna be awesome.
Is this legitimately, and sorry, I'm making sure my music turns back on. Is this legitimately your first time like on camera in front of our community?
Yeah, for our community. Yeah, totally. I've done stuff and obviously in the past at other companies, but this is the first time everybody gets to see my shrine to Auburn in the background. So
Oh yeah, take me through that. Yeah, give me your backstory since this is the first time we're actually all seeing this.
yeah, no. So I played football at Auburn back in the day from 03 to 07. We claimed a national championship. Oklahoma USC went to the game, but our coach still gives a ring. And then yeah, so I'm a huge Auburn fan, and then went to grad school for game design. Worked at EA Sports for 4 years on NCAA. Was a designer there, which was great. Yeah, so I keep the Auburn shrine and my Auburn shirts, which everybody gives me a hard time for at work, on me at all times. I have like 30 of them, and I just rotate.
See, that's
day.
not bad. That's not bad at all. I don't blame you. There's a lot of Oregon gear in my place, and that's just because of my old lady. So my only claim to fame is the gaming shrine. So at least you've got that going for you.
That and cats. That's like what everybody knows before, is that I like Auburn football and cats, like Zach just said in chat. I'm the cat daddy. So the 2 cats around here somewhere. So, but no, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to be here, man. It's awesome.
Gonna be a good time. So hey, we're gonna use this first couple of minutes as we introduce ourselves as sort of a test check. If there are any issues with our mics and the like, do us a favor, let us know right now, so that way we don't go through this entire thing just sounding silly. Sound good?
Yeah.
Sound good?
In the comments, please, in the chat, let us know if y'all can't hear us or anything.
So just to give you a breakdown of what we're going to be doing for the next about an hour. I think we got you guys for about an hour. The first half is going to be dedicated to, well, what do we call this patch? Patch 1? It's had a lot of names internally. Yeah, we'll just call it.
No fun nicknames, just patch 1. Patch 1. Fixing. Well, honestly, it's fixing most of what we've seen in reviews and what everybody said in Discord and message boards. So it's like we could call it like a community patch.
The fix it patch.
We wanted to fix those things before we fixed everything else.
Cool. So that's going to be about the first half hour. What we're going to do is take you through a couple of bits that we have, talk about launch, go through news that you guys probably all know already, but regardless, we'll still talk about it here. Give you an update on what's coming in the patch, some of the features that we're most excited about, and then we will pivot away from that. And since we've got Alex here, and as his Discord name says, he is lead game designer, we're going to go through and talk about the game itself and kind of give some tips and tricks and talk about some of the features that are in there for people that may or may not know.
I think everybody's saying that my mic volume isn't loud enough. I mean,
okay, you know what I can do? I can turn me down. We'll just do that. I would rather me come way down because I can't turn you up any louder.
Yeah, and my preamp is at its loudest too. So
how about that? Rukari can shut the hell up, and Alex can be given the
We're
stage.
getting messages from our devs that are watching this as well, saying that as well. So I'm getting pinged, being like, "Turn Alex's mic volume up."
You know what's wild is I don't think I can turn Alex's mic volume up. That's the crazy part.
I'll yell. I'll talk a little bit louder. Is that better?
Oh my God. You see what happens when he projects? That was it right there. That was it right there. Hey, we good? Are the levels better now? Before we jump into this, we got to make sure we have it right?
Yeah.
Well, Alex, let's just do that. And if anybody tells us things have gone awry, they've gone awry. So
sounds good, dude. Let's jump in.
Oh, look, we got chat over here too. Don't you guys say anything crazy? I know what's about to happen here.
Well, I'm watching chat as we do it.
We gave Alex moderator powers for 36
That's
seconds.
dangerous.
Yeah.
You guys know I love banning people on our Discord. So, no, I don't even know how to do that in YouTube. So
you just click on their name. Why don't you try it? Let's just be Zach Silverberg right there. Why don't you click his name and see what happens?
Oh yeah, put user in timeout, hide user.
Let me add him as a moderator.
Yeah,
Zach Silverberg, also known as SP SP-Z in Discord. Yeah. All right, there we go.
Perfect.
So we're gonna go through kind of the patch, the update, and some news that we've got for you guys. Feel free to ask questions. We're going to answer them kind of as we go, but no, there will be a section for Q&A as we go through this. Having Alex is sort of a benefit because, well, he can talk in depth about some of the things that cause certain issues and how we went about fixing them and give you guys some insight. So don't feel like you have to ask your questions right away. We will get to them if that all works. Look, the music just kicked in, so tell me if our levels are good again. Anyway, with that, Alex, you ready?
Yep.
First bit of news that everybody already knows, and I'll just hit this button. We are good to go on the PSVR 2 version of NFL Pro Era 2. That is coming, what day, Alex?
October 31st, Halloween day, spooky day.
Spooky day. That's Tuesday, right?
Spooky day. Yep.
What's Breezy? If you're in this chat right now, iconic one. I know you guys have been waiting for this one. You've been watching. October 31st.
So, yeah, we're really excited for it. PSVR 2 is an incredible VR system, and we're extremely excited to finally be launching on there. So,
I cannot
and
wait.
kind of in relationship to that too, when in terms of our updates, we're going to be walking in parity for all of our updates in the future. So Steam, Quest, and PSVR 2, all updates will be coming all at once on the same time. So we're not going to be doing, Quest update here and a Steam update here. We're going to be walking hand in hand. So when an update drops, it'll drop for all three at once.
That actually brings me to a very good point that we'll touch on. I can give you guys a hint as to when patch 1 is coming right now. After PSVR 2 launches. So for those of you that do end up playing Breezy and Iconic One, when you play the PSVR 2 version on Tuesday, just know that the fixes that we talk about here today won't be in there just yet. Just yet. But it won't be long. I promise you that. All right. With that out of the way, let's talk through these patch notes, shall we? Now, you touched on this one for a bit. Platform parity. Yes. Everything that we're working on will hit all platforms at once. It's a beautiful thing. An absolute beautiful thing. But Alex,
and to give kind of more context, more context on specifically, I think we have 6 big ticket items that we'll be talking about. This is from us reading everything. We're always in Discord. Obviously, if Buggy was in here in the chat, he would say Alex got some milk for a little bit. But we've been reading chat, Discord every day for the past, what's last September when this started, or August. And so a lot of the things that we've seen in the reviews, a lot of the things that we've seen in Discord, our Reddit, those are the things that we wanted to make the highest priority in terms of addressing, just because we know some of that frustration with some of the bugs that we've been seeing as well. So those are the ones that we wanted to tackle first through a lot of this stuff. So if you don't see something as a big ticket item that's coming in here, we have a lot of bugs that we're fixing, but these are the big 6 that we're talking to. So just realize that when we're going through this list.
All right. With that, the first one, trophy unlocks.
Yes. So we've seen a lot of people talk about this. It was an unfortunate bug that we found, but we're really, really excited to get trophies back and working, just because that is such a good way for everybody to see what their accomplishments were. Even picking them up is really cool. So we're really excited to finally get the trophies back up and working, which is great.
Next bit.
Number
Look,
2.
I'm controlling the PowerPoint.
I like you reading it. So
roster updates. I got you. You just got to give me. How about this? You throw me the flag. You're like, hey, next slide, please.
No, you're good. Roster updates. So this is something that that I'm going to talk through the process on, that we can actually give you a little bit of insight in terms of what's going on. So we have a roster tool that we use to update all the rosters in terms of the players, skin tone, attributes, you name it, height, weight, numbers. It's all being done in an internal tool. What was happening, and I wanted to give everybody the insight of like what was going on, just so you're understanding, what we're doing to fix it. So when the game loads up, when you load into the game, you have the default rosters. And so if you instantly go into a career mode right after the bat, it takes the current roster that you have when you start that career mode, and it saves it permanently with that career mode. So what was going on in the background is that the new updated rosters were being downloaded right when you were starting that career mode. And so what would happen is that the rosters weren't downloaded quick enough. And so when you started your career mode, even though your game might have the updated rosters, the career mode will forever have those rosters, the default rosters. So what we're doing on behind the scenes is that we're going in and we're changing the default roster to the updated roster. So all the rosters will be fixed, which is going to be fantastic.
What Alex is
Really
saying
excited for that. Yeah. Yep.
is that
Yep.
you guys got into the game way too quick.
Yeah,
that's
that's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was. But it was we saw, a lot of people were having issues with that. We looked into the server side of it, of what was going on in terms of the download. So that's something that we addressed, which we're really happy to get the correct rosters in everybody's hands.
That'd be a weird thing to find
numbers.
out.
I see jersey numbers. Yep. So that's good. Yep.
All right. Well, you ready for the next bit?
I am.
Let's talk the snap zone. More specifically, snapping under center, correct?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this, especially in Discord, in terms of the snapping. Yeah, it's something that we're looking to add in lots more information in terms of where you need to be. There was bugs around the actual snap implementation, and we're giving you way more feedback on how to actually snap the ball when you're there. So that was a big issue that we saw. I actually talked to a couple of people offline through messaging, and they were giving me a lot of insight into what they were seeing. So that's another big thing that we're fixing is the snapping under the center, which is really good.
I found myself like always trying to take off my headset and put it back on and recenter and be like, no, this is where I'm at. This isn't the workaround that I want to tell people, but I'm glad it's getting fixed.
Yep. Snap zone's getting fixed, which is great.
How about actually, why don't you walk me through the philosophy on tucking, and then we'll talk about what's happening with it. So we're going to talk tucking and fumbling right now.
This is a good dev deep dive into tucking. So the way tucking works is that I have a controller. Let me grab a controller. The way we wanted tucking to work is so when you're holding the ball, if you tuck it up, I was running back at arm. So you tuck it up, you're holding it like an eagle claw. When you're tucking it up here, your fumble chance dramatically drops. The problem is that we did not do a good job of explaining tucking. I don't think we ever really did a good enough job with tucking. So what we're going to do for now is that we are going to remove the tucking and we're dropping the fumble percentage back down, because we've seen a lot of people get really confused about why they're fumbling the ball a lot, and especially when it comes to the tucking itself. So we're not technically going to remove the tucking feature out of the game. We're going to work on a better way to explain it in the game. But in the meantime, we're dropping the fumble percentage down because it was at 50% if you were not tucking the ball. So if you've been seeing a lot of fumbling in the game, that's the exact reason why. And so we're going to lower that back down so you won't be seeing a lot of fumbles, which is going to be a dramatic gameplay fix.
Can you talk about why the percentage was at 50? Like, what's the philosophy? What should quarterbacks be doing?
So the philosophy behind that is that we wanted the users to have a little bit of realism when it comes to what it's like to be a quarterback running. And if you're running the ball a lot and you're not tucking it, as a college running back, I would get absolutely yelled at in film or in practice if I'm not tucking the ball up or I'm holding it out, because that's just the easiest way for a defender to come up and pop it out. So we were adding the realism to that. And so when you did tuck the ball, we dropped that fumble percentage down dramatically. We just didn't explain it enough in the game of how that system works. So once we can explain that system and users, you guys can go in there and mess around with it and understand, how it works. We're going to drop it down and make everybody's life a little bit better from that, which is good.
Beautiful.
It was.
Beautiful.
Like Rivia says, thank God that was so annoying. It was really annoying.
I can't tell you how many times I've fumbled, and I swear to God, I was like, I'm tucking.
I remember when we implemented it, and I love scrambling and running around, and I would fumble the ball a lot, and I got frustrated. But then I learned about the tucking. I was like, oh, okay, so that fixes it. So once we figure out a really good way to we'll teach everybody how to do that and implement that. We will slide that back into the game, and we'll let everybody know, what full percentage is and how to tuck and everything.
And Aaron, you're absolutely right. And that's kind of Alex's point. We need to make sure we're doing a better job of explaining these features to you because they're there.
Yes.
They're cool. Somebody worked on them, and there's a good reason for them to be there. We'll just figure out a way to communicate that to you all in the game. Actually, that brings me to a point that I want to keep in mind for later because it'd be dope. It'd be dope, but that's future stuff. All right. Actually, and one last bit. You know what tucking taught me in all the fumbling? I just started to scramble out of bounds. Let me tell you how hard I was running for the sidelines. I'd see that little yellow first down line marker, and I'm like, I'm hitting this corner, getting out of bounds, keeping this ball.
That's it. You're never fumbling it.
Oh, this one I know is going to make some people happy. Wild card buys.
Oh yeah, so that's fixed. That was a nasty bug, and without getting too into the weeds of what was going on behind the scenes, let's just say it's fixed, which is great. It's going to be great. I hated seeing a lot of y'all in Discord, say that you got to the playoffs and you were seeing that you couldn't advance and you saw all the bugs, especially since you spent so much time in the season mode. So that will be completely fixed and be very, very happy to play through an entire season and not have to leave during the playoffs, which is going to be good.
Quick sim field goals.
extra point. So and taking a step back on quick sim, I think one of the largest bits of feedback that we got last year going into dev of this year was the sidelines need a little bit of love, and that's why we added in the quick sim. So the quick sim, at any point in time you hit the quick sim, you're instantly transported to the next series and when you give you the update. So with new tech, with new ways of speeding the game up, with lots of stuff going on with simming, that bug was introduced and it popped its head back right before we shipped. And so that will be completely fixed. So you're never going to see your opponent. I wouldn't say never. You're rarely going to see your opponent missing an extra point from now on, which is going to be good.
I need all the points I can get, but whatever. Fix it, I guess.
For the community, Rukari, not you.
I like how the last comment in the chat is, was it just me or when the opponent scored, they never scored the extra point? Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about.
That is exactly it. That's exactly
it. You're clairvoyant. We got something going on here. Love it. All right. So those are the confirmed changes, but there's one that we wanted to make sure that we touched on, and that is multiplayer. So I'm going to let you take the floor and run with this.
Yeah, this is a pain point for a lot of people. I think, and taking again a step back from what we were seeing in the Discord for the entirety of the off season, if I had a nickel for every single time somebody said remove the wall, I would have actually probably like $7. So we knew that getting into the free play lobby and with introducing multiplayer in for the first time, it was a challenge. So while we're not going to have any definitive, it's all completely fixed in the patch, we are slowly working to make sure that that lag is going to be fixed, because when you're hit with servers for a new game, when you're introducing multiplayer into a single game for the first time, there's lots of stuff that we're working on. So that is going to be our number one thing that we're looking to completely rid of the lagging in multiplayer going forward. So just know that we know it's there. It's on our plate to work on. It wasn't as simple as a fix as lots of these other things, but it's something that is extremely high priority for us. Because honestly, the best times that we had in playing our game this year and testing our game is when we finally got multiplayer up and running, and we did these company-wide play tests and talking trash to everybody, especially to like your EP, the executive producer, when you're just beating them like 31-0 was just the most satisfying thing in the world. So we want to get those, the multiplayer lag back up to a state where it's acceptable for everybody, because we know right now it's not there, but we are working diligently to correct that.
So the question on everybody's mind is going to be when they can get their hands on this update. And I'm going to throw out a little bit of caveat here. Just a small thing.
Small little asterisk.
We are a nimble, agile team. And like you guys saw with launch date, sometimes things shift around. So we've got a target, a very firm target that we are very confident we're going to hit. I'm just saying that anything could happen. Anything could happen. So with that, patch 1 is slated for November 3rd. That is next Friday. And again, I'm throwing that asterisk out there because something could happen. And you know, the toughest thing for this team, and I've seen it personally, is because everybody's so involved and everybody cares so much. When something doesn't go right, it hurts. It hurts everyone. So I will give you guys the insight that there was fear around sharing this date with you because it was, what if we failed them?
Yeah.
And that's really the thought. What if we fail our community and the people that love this game? But I like to lean on the side of we're all a big family. We're all understanding. And if something happens, we'll make sure to let you guys know.
Yep.
So keep in mind, PSVR 2 version is October 31st. This patch rolls out a few days later. And it'll be a good time. All
yeah,
right.
we're super excited. The team has been working a lot to get this patch in. We're really excited to really make this a community effort in terms of you know, us looking in our Discord, obviously looking in our Jira backlog for bugs, but I wanted to I know I make a lot of Thune gifts and throw a lot of gifts in our chat. But I truly am an extremely appreciative of the Discord community and y'all's ability to not only you know, report bugs and seeing bugs and issues, but also to throw out feature ideas. You know, I love seeing any talk about our game, but specifically when it comes to what you guys are seeing, it helps us prioritize what we really need to be looking at in terms of what we should be putting our engineering efforts towards first, and you know what we can really look at and get the most eyes on. So you guys getting in there and reporting all that stuff, I like all feedback, positive and negative. We need that right now. As you know, as Rukari said, we're a small, scrappy company. That any insight that we can get, any feedback is going to be good feedback for us going forward.
Somebody says, NBC in chat says, patch 1 doesn't change head-to-head to all pro settings. And I believe the current verbiage that we're using is we're investigating.
Yes.
That
yeah, we
area.
know all about that. We know all about that. That's something that we're definitely working on. So the line that if you guys are in Discord, you'll know the line that I say over and over again that isn't Thune is that I'm just a designer. I'm a designer. So my responsibilities really lie in the design side of it. The production side, obviously I work with our great production team, but I'm not the guy that's going to give you dates on things. I'm in there trying to help the team figure out the best way to design things to get things fixed. So when it comes to dates on future things, not my world, but I can tell you that we are aware of multiplayer settings and really looking and investigating that in terms of what we can do to make it a bigger experience where you're not just defaulted to certain things.
And we'll keep it a buck. We say the term investigating because technically there is no promise that we can make that happen. We have to see what it would take, you know, what the dev time and cost is like. And when I say cost, I literally mean the time cost. And does that mean that we can't work on something else? And what does the future look like? It's all a crazy ebb and flow that I'm glad I am not a producer. I just have to share news.
I'm also glad I'm not a producer. We have an incredible production team that is really good at setting those priorities. You know, whenever I can get in there to help, and especially in triage, we have a triage that runs like an hour and a half every morning where we look at every single bug that was reported. We look at Discord issues, we look at review issues, we look at message board issues. And then we basically take all those bugs, prioritize them, and then start looking at our dev team and what's going on our sprint. Production side it's a lot. And so that's why I'm very thankful I'm on the design side. So,
you know, what's wild to me too, as I listen to them talk about things like that and QA and whatnot, is I know who's got what, or I'm starting to learn who's got what thing. Maybe everybody in chat won't understand this, but working in games long enough and working with teams that are as big as 500 to 1,000, knowing an individual who has a particular bug assigned to them and being able to tell that from my purview is weird.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the role. Like, our producers do a really good job, especially our lead engineer. I'll just drop his name here. Derek does a fantastic job of understanding the strengths of each engineer, and when we get bugs in, who should be assigning them to. So that whole world is it's really complex, but we have a really solid team that's doing a good job of looking at all this. So
All right, and for Kate and is it?
yeah, I see that wide receiver
MK.
over and over again.
Yeah, are you going to add new positions? Y'all, we're
yeah,
trying to get
I'll-
it right with this QB sim first. Like,
Yeah, I'll speak to that. Our priorities as a company right now are really looking to make the quarterback experience the best it can be. But we would be silly to not admit that we've heard everybody talk about multiple positions. So I'm never going to say that it's something that we're not doing, but it's something that we know everybody wants and that we're looking at in the future. So that's as much as I can say to it right now. But it's wide receiver mode. Everybody talks defense, all that stuff. That's stuff that we're really looking into as well. So
I'm going to be a curmudgeon. Alex just said we're looking into in the future, and I'm over here squeaming. This is not going to be a thing that you hear about this week, this month, probably not even this calendar year. Just know that we as a team care about it, but he is making no promises that we're working on that for now.
No.
I just want this clip so I can go take it, and whenever somebody asks in Discord, I'm going to point to
we
it.
can pin that really quickly.
Yeah, we could.
But again,
we
we need to hear how much you guys want certain things, because that really drives. We're reading Discord all the time. We're reading everything all the time. So the more requests and the more things that you guys are asking for, the better it is for us to look at prioritize what we want to do in the future. So never stop talking and never stop asking about it. I always appreciate it.
So for those of you wondering if this is all that we're going to have in this first patch, no, these were just a few issues that we wanted to touch on and give you a deeper dive into. Like, I'm looking at the patch notes right now.
There are a lot of other things that are being fixed, but they're smaller things that probably a lot of our Discord users weren't even calling out that we already knew bug issues. So it's not like these are the only things that are being fixed. I think we have like 150 bugs that we're fixing, that we're looking at. So these are just the big ones that we can talk to. And even some of these bigger ticket items have multiple things that are going on in it. So there's lots of stuff that we're going in there to fix.
Anything to fix the frame rate on Quest multiplayer.
Yeah, I saw that because I absolutely love Oxlittle's VR channel, YouTube channel, and I watch.
Oh my god, the squeakers! I had to turn the volume down on that one.
His videos are great. He's been posting them for over a year now. I love them all. So we spoke about this earlier, and so since you make a lot of videos for us, I just want to answer this quickly. Multiplayer lag is a bigger issue. It's a bigger thing to fix. Since we added in multiplayer for the first time this year, and we really wanted to knock it out of the park, there's some things that we are still trying to get right when it comes to lagging. It's something that we're working on. So there's not going to be a complete fix in patch 1, but it's something that we're looking into to fix as soon as possible. And there's another question in here, so I'm just going to go through the chat really quickly.
Go ahead.
It's a question about career stats track from team to team. Right now, they're set from different teams. So that's the current way it is designed right now, that if you do switch to a new team, that your stats will start over. But that's something that we can look into the future, that we can have an overall player stats instead of the career stats being tied to a certain team.
The others that you want to touch on?
No, I want to shout out to the dev team as well. The dev team, we've been working a lot over the past year to make this happen. We had a great retrospective today. We were talking about what was going on in the dev year. The dev team is an amazing team. I've worked at EA Sports, worked at Hasbro, worked at Universal Studios, Tops, and I don't think I've ever worked with a group of people that were this fun and this active. Since we're small and scrappy, we help each other out a lot. We make each other smile. So just, for the chat, know that you have a very passionate group of developers on the backside that are doing everything that they possibly can to make this game the best it can be. So I just want to shout out to them real quickly.
Okay. So we're going to try something a little different here, and I'm honestly afraid of how this is going to work.
It's first time. First time.
It's our first time. All right. It's our first time. It's our first time. So I'm actually going to put on my headset and we're going to talk through a few of the features like coach's confidence, go through the locker room, quick timeouts and the like. I'm assuming that most of the people in here will already know about these things, but since we've got Alex here and it's a chance for us to have him walk through some of the design decisions, we can do this. So give me just a sec here.
I cannot wait to talk about coach confidence.
Oh my goodness. You ready for this? I'm nervous.
It was working. It was working in the background, backstage.
We're going to hit gameplay. Let's see. If I do this. Oh, there it is. Not shaking too much. All right. Going in the headset. Be right back. And I got to switch mics too. So
yes, you do.
If it all goes to crap, it's not my fault. Never in my life did I think I would have to say, what do I do with my hair when I put my headset on? Alex, you still got me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got you, bud.
Okay. All right. You guys are in here. Actually, I can go full game now. We'll just do that.
Oh, my God. The man of the hour. Guess who just showed up in our chat?
Buggy?
Our hero. Huh?
Is it Buggy?
No, it's our power user, as we call him.
Oh, Ron Dukes? He's been in there.
Our strength user, our muscle user. Mr. Ron Dukes is in the house. Everybody give it up for Mr. Ron Dukes.
This is me giving it up for Ron Dukes.
That's it.
I didn't pin the chat inside my headset, so
I got you. I'll read you
Alex
everything.
Got it. So you are officially in control, sir. Why don't you tell me where I need to go? Oh, and I just realized the gameplay is down super quiet, but whatever. Y'all are
It's
good.
okay. So Ron says break down the perks. Let's turn around and look at the big screen. And first off, we'll just talk about the locker room itself. So the locker room was something that we really wanted to make more NFL team like. We wanted to make it bigger than we had last year. We wanted to emphasize certain parts that we didn't emphasize a lot. So like the entire right side with the multiplayer with the 2-minute drill and the mini camp. Those were in a smaller machine last year and didn't get enough screen space. We wanted to make sure that everybody knew what everything was and all the new features. We wanted to put the big screen on here. This was a very selfish ask. I was looking at Auburn's, obviously, their new sports complex, and then there's new sports complex in the indoor part. They had this giant TV screen that they would do watch game film on. They could line up for, and I was like, well, that would be a great way for us to show off a lot of information that we normally don't. We wanted to expand the trophy room area, adding in the helmets so you could take a look at every single helmet like you saw in the tunnel room. And then obviously the team colors, they change for whatever team you're in, which is awesome. Dan, who's our environmental artist, did an amazing job of really making the locker room come to life. So yes, let's go straight to the coach confidence. Let's start with that, just so we can start to walk you through, guys, what were kind of my design decisions on the design side. But again, like I love to say, I'm just a designer, but I have an incredible team of developers, UI artists, engineers. Specifically, my engineer for most of Coach Confidence work was my boy Denmark, who I was just talking to. I told him I was going to give him a shout out. Denmark did a great job, and our UI team did a great job explaining Coach Confidence. So the way Coach Confidence works and the overall idea with Coach Confidence was that when you're playing on any team, if you want the ability to do bigger and better things, you have to earn the confidence of the coach. So the coach isn't going to instantly say, hey, go out there on your first game of the season, you can run the ball on 4th down. That's just not realistic. So I tried to add a little bit of realism into that. So when you go to the all events, hit the all events tab. It's probably going to be delayed, so I have to wait. You probably already clicked it.
I did.
So you did click it. Yeah, it's delayed. So I'm just waiting on it so I can see exactly what's going on. So the way these events work, we really wanted to add in a lot of events that you guys would be able to see feedback on how you're doing in the game. Each one of them is assigned a coach confidence point amount, and it's tracked to see how many times that you've done it, positive and negative. Yeah, it is. Nicholas Howell says your coach confidence bar is messed up. It is. That's a bug that we're fixing.
Look, yeah. I was pointing at it earlier. It is a
bug that we're aware of that we're fixing. And so the idea behind the entire system was that instead of all like a normal level progression system where you're just leveling up to a certain level and that's it. As soon as you hit level 20, you max out. That's it. This system simulates what it's actually like to play a sport, where you're going to do good some days and you do bad some days, and you're going to earn coach confidence in some games. Sometimes you're going to lose it, so you can go backwards with it. So that was a very important part of coach confidence, that while you can earn a lot of coach confidence for doing a lot of positive things, you can do a lot of things to mess up. So those are tied directly to the abilities on the first screen. And so the abilities that you can earn more speed boost, which you can use by pressing in the triggers. You can earn the ability to call audibles. You can unlock the entire playbook. And you can what we call behind the scenes let them cook, which is the final ability, which is you are able to run the ball or run plays on 4th down and 2-point conversions. So in that one, and even more into that, once you look at the actual coach confidence events, the 4th down events are the ones that hurt you the most, because in a real life scenario, if you're consistently running the ball or running plays on your own on 4th down and aren't getting them, the coach is not going to be happy. And this is all trying to put in a perspective of the coach. So that's the go for it. And also you're going to be able to get the last one of the 5 abilities, is that you're going to get more plays to choose from in your audibles, which is you start out with a few, and then you basically can max that out. And those abilities should be taken away from you and given away from you based off of how you're playing. So that's the idea between all of these. I see you're now going through different categories. We wanted to come up with various categories for how you guys are playing. Again, the negative and the positives are for lots of things. Obviously, the turnover is just littered with negatives. So if you haven't really understood why sometimes you go into a game and your coach confidence is down, check out the coach confidence event list to see which ones you're hitting, which ones you're not. And another thing, in the settings themselves, you can actually change the coach confidence level. And what that does, in a very simple way to think about this, is that when you're playing on normal coach confidence, your coach confidence events are multiplied by 1. So they're going to be the same thing for everyone that you're hitting. If you go to easy coach confidence, your positive coach confidence events double. So we put a 2 times multiplier on there, and your negative events are going to go by half. They're being multiplied by 0.5. So you're going to gain more positive coach confidence quicker, and you're going to lose coach confidence less on easy mode. Now, if you want a difficult mode, put it on hard, and it's the inverse. You're getting half the normal coach confidence points that you would get, and we're doubling the negative that you get. So you have to play with precision. You have to make great decisions. It's going to take longer for you to max out your coach confidence and earn those abilities, but there's different ways to play depending on what type of difficulty that you want to play on as well.
Alex, where should I be? Like, as far as this level goes, like what's, if I'm trying to max out this coach confidence, be able to go for it and whatnot, like how often am I going to drop a level, gain a level, etc.? I know it's based on how I do, but what's a good barometer of success?
I would say that, if you're just starting out and, you want to earn those abilities quickly, put it on easy. I'm going to get absolutely flamed for this. Every game I play, I usually put it on easy because I want to see from the get-go how easy it is, and then I can always ramp that difficulty up. So I would put it on easy. If you're earning a lot of coach confidence quickly, then ramp it up to medium to see if that's good. And if you really want a good challenge, then you can just go straight for hard. So if you're playing through the season, you feel like you're earning it too quickly, bump it up. But if you just want to have fun and get to those abilities to go for it on 4th down, to get more audibles, more oomph, then bump it down to easy and then go from there.
I just had to go, oh, wait, I know this is a bug that's in here that's going to be gone shortly.
Yep.
You'll see what's popping up here in a sec. Eventually, your name will be capitalized properly.
Yes.
Just throwing that out
I'm looking through the questions as well.
Do your thing. I'm going to just dink around and create a player and go change my trail and whatnot, my wristband, all that.
You're playing this is Quest 3 version, right? Or is this Steam Link?
Steam
Link. Okay, somebody asked
that.
that.
I'm on Steam Link.
I asked that. When more
I
audio
had to
is
do the
added,
Steam
click
link for
option
the
head-
stream.
That's a great idea, Aaron Raid. I like that idea a lot. Oh my gosh. Somebody said milk was good this morning, and the user's name is Rob Buggy. I wonder who that is.
Oh no.
I have no idea who that is.
No
Good to
idea
see
at
you.
all.
Good to see you, Buggy. Lots of really good stuff in here. Yeah, this is great. This is awesome. What is the design of the right stick? I can look around with my headset, so I don't understand the button. Wish I could map the run button to the side. Oh, lefty. Yeah, that's actually a great accessibility thing that that we're looking into for everything in the future. Is what are a lot of the accessibility settings that you guys would like to see? And Rukari and I were talking earlier about the cadence of how often we do these updates. I'd love to have updates with you guys when we get in there and we can have a topic, a general brainstorm on certain things like that, because there's lots of accessibility options and features that I think we could do a rock star job of adding into the game, especially for if you're left-handed as well.
I'm gonna answer that bit and say that I'm throwing our team under the bus, and we plan on doing these streams with like a little bit of a deeper dive once a month. Every 2 weeks, I want to do a Discord check-in, kind of like we did with Hawk. So imagine stream, the next week Discord check-in. Then I want to throw Zach under the bus and have a head-to-head streaming challenge, and I just got to figure out the prizes that we can give away for that one.
Everybody, if I had if I had a nickel, because I really don't know what to say when it comes to that. Troy Jones, who is one of the owners of the company, the first time he called me, he told me he played multiplayer with Zach and he lost like 35-0 or something like that. And then the next time I talked to Troy, he said he played Zach again, he lost again. Zach's really good at the game, so if you guys ever want a really good challenge, Zach Silverberg is fantastic at our game. He's one of our
you will have the challenge. I think we're getting NFL Pro Era mini helmets, and I'm gonna push for like posters to be made or something that we get signed by the dev team. And if you beat them, we'll send you that. So yeah, stream, Discord check-in.
Plus we have we have a giant necklace for like a turnover chain for a dev tournament that we're going to do. That I just know Zach's going to win. I just know he's going to win all of it. Any thoughts to hooking in a language model to do some story based on stats? That's a really cool idea. I love AI in terms of how it can better our productivity. So anything that we can do for that would be fantastic. What else do we want to show off? We have I think 14 more minutes planned. I'm looking at our chat to see if there's any more questions. I will continue to explain. I'll explain a little bit more about coach confidence in terms of the sideline stuff as well. We don't have to pop into sideline. I can kind of give you a general.
Oh no, we can go in.
Yeah, we can go in, so I can just show off. We can talk about what that is. So the way coach confidence works, you get two things out of it. You're going to get your abilities from your coach, and you're also going to get the ability to interact with your teammates on the sideline. And those are buffs. So those buffs last for the next drive. And we will actually be adding in audio cues for all of this in game, so that you'll have a better understanding of how this works, which is going to be great. That's going to be very helpful. So every time you go to the sideline after a drive, you can interact with your teammates by giving a fist pound. And when you look at your wrist, you can see how many available interactions that you have. Depending on your coach confidence level is, first off, how many interactions that you can do. And then second, the higher your coach confidence is, the more powerful those buffs are going to be. And those buffs are random per position. So when you go to the wide receiver, it's going to be an option between catching and blocking and speed. Same thing goes with the offensive line when it comes to run block and pass block, tied in with catching and blocking. Running back, the same thing. So we wanted to give you a very semi-realistic way to say, hey, on this drive, I want my tight end to be way more of a wide out, and I want him to go for, so I bump his catching up. Or if you want to plan on running on that drive, you can give the tight end the buff of blocking. So you want him to stand, so you give him the blocking buff. It was our way of letting you have a little bit of a relationship with those teammates to say, I want you to do this on this drive because I want to do this as a quarterback on the next drive. So that's coach confidence drives both systems, which we think of as short-term buffs for the current drive that's coming up, and then your long-term abilities that never go away, which are, as we've said before, which is icons, which are you get more oomph. You unlock the ability to do audibles. You unlock plays. You let them cook, which is basically the joke name of that is that you can run the ball on 4th down. You get to choose the play on 4th down and 2-point conversions. So, yeah, it's a really cool system that we're looking to, to obviously add in a little bit more of awareness of how the system works. But it's a really cool way to understand and get good feedback and progression as a user. After every single game, you can go look at your events to see how you're doing, how you're tracking, how you're progressing on the chart, and see how quickly that you can max out your coach confidence. And now
Alex,
I get to judge you on how you play. It is. That's a great question. The timeout button is under your wrist. So we moved the timeout button since we added things to the wristband. We slapped it right under your wrist. So if you're not seeing that, that's where it is. Does the schedule change every season playing career mode?
Oh,
yes. It should. And if it doesn't, that is a bug. Monetize these cosmetics. Thank God for the ability to change Matt Cannon's plays. Replays are a lot. Replays are a lot of work. We would love to get in a really good replay system. It is a beast of an effort, but it's obviously that's something that's been on our radar as well. Buggy's not saying anything. I'm really disappointed. Maybe he's talking in Discord.
I'm gonna get back to the sideline in a bit because I think we got to talk about. Oh, I tossed that bad. I think we got to talk about fatigue and that water bottle.
That's another thing. That's another point. The water bottle. So the way the water bottle works, it kind of coincided a little bit with we wanted, since we knew a lot of users wanted to run the ball more, we wanted to kind of not curb the running, but we wanted to make it feel a little bit more realistic. So when you run the ball, as you're running the ball, you have a stamina attribute that is running behind the scenes. So the more you're running, the slower you're going to get at the end of your run. We're not going to take away your speed at the beginning, but basically we throttle you down, and you can make that stamina meter that's behind the scenes that's depleted. You can fill that up by going to the sideline and drinking the water bottle, and it will completely refill your stamina, and you can do that one time per quarter. So I'd love feedback in our Discord or in this chat, that if anybody has, any thoughts on if that's too much or if that's too little, please let us know so we can look into tuning that in the future.
Oh, you know what's a bug that I realized is fixed is the quick sim one. Have you seen that UI glitch where you hit quick sim and
Yep,
it doesn't?
yes, that is on our list. We definitely have a definitive list of that, and that's on it as well. I love the AR presentation. I'm a little bit behind you, but we call it the AR presentation, the presentation that's in the air. Our UI team and Dan did a fantastic job with that presentation. I love every time when I look up there and see the big things in the sky. Buggy said, I'm just being jealous of you looking the proper height while playing. Buggy, we are well on our way to addressing that, and the information that you gave about your headset makes it a million times easier for us to really look into what hardware we need to use to fix that. So,
Buggy, I'm gonna run into my lineman's boxes here.
Yep. How about some more mini games? Definitely something that we're looking at in the future. And again, like Rukari says, anytime I say we're looking in the future, that's not a promise to anything whatsoever, but it's definitely on the list of things that I would like. I think mini games rock. I'm a huge Mario Party fan, so anything that we can do to add more fun to the game, I'm always for.
So now I can go dap everybody up. Yeah, hey, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep, and so when you look at your wrist, you'll see how many interactions that you have, and that's based off of your coach confidence. And again, those buffs are going to be random every single time you go to the sideline, and depending on what level you're at, you'll get a higher version of that buff. So there's 4 different buffs. So that was, running back catching 2. So that means that he's hit the second level of that, and everything will be shuffled. The next time he comes to the sideline, he might have wide receiver blocking instead of wide receiver catching. So I wanted to make it different every time you went to the sideline on who you could interact with and how you wanted your drive to go, what play style you want to play with on the next drive. And then when you unlock 4 interactions, you can interact with every single one of them. And depending on randomly which one of the buffs shows up, you'll be able to select all of them for the next drive, which makes sense. All of this is kind of based off of realism and fun kind of mixed together. The realism of the better that you're doing, the more the confidence that the coach has in you, the more confidence your players and your teammates are going to have in you. So that kind of guides them to say, hey, I trust you more, and we can do more on the field together because we're listening to you. So if you're just starting out, you're not going to have a lot of confidence from the coach, and you're not going to have a lot of confidence from your teammates. So you've got to earn that as you play through career mode.
All right, well, this is what I'm going to do here. Y'all forgive me if I have a sec. I got that 5-minute warning.
You did a great job. You did a great job in there, by the way.
Let me turn down the game volume real quick.
Let's see what else. Creating crossplay. Crossplay, we don't have crossplay in there since this is the first iteration of multiplayer. It's not in there right now, but we would love to add in crossplay in the future. So us Steam users can, like Buggy and I, can go in there and wreck everybody. And Zach can join us. We can have a little wrecking crew.
You're going to have to forgive me. I feel like I came out of a different world. Like, I have no idea what happened in the last 20 minutes.
You came out of the world of QB1.
What year is it?
And now you're just CM1. You're just community manager 1. So
there it is.
You're
there
back,
it is.
You're back to the real world.
All right. Here. Well, in our last couple of minutes, are there any more questions that you want to throw, Alex? Alex
season, yeah, I'm looking to see if there's anything else that we need to head in here. End of season rating. So the end of season rating is based off of your overall coach confidence, your QB rating, all of that information. One thing that we are adding in is that we're adding in more feedback to that. And last time when I talked to Rob, our audio engineer, we have that MR in. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be in on the patch 1, but it's something that we're looking into, giving you way more coach notes at the end of the season to give you more feedback on that as well. So yeah, no, other than that, no, this was great. I've been, a lurker and a member of our Discord for a long time, so it's great to talk to everybody. So when everybody's in there, you can go back in the Discord and talk about trash about Auburn or anything like that. Feel free, because I feel like everybody does to me at work. But no, this was great. This was great, dude, and I want to do this more. I want to see and talk to you guys more.
I just realized my cursor was on screen the
whole time, dude. The whole time.
Oh man, I didn't have my watch on.
Now when you watch the video again, you're like, oh, my cursor was there the whole time.
Whatever. Yell at me all you want.
Any more? Yeah, go ahead.
I have the funniest picture of Alex of all time. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So,
dude, you heard? Okay, he did not tell me he was doing it. I'm not
showing it. I'm just saying. I have Alex taking his headshot photo, and he just, for some reason, hates it.
What?
Do you not
when we were down
that?
in Miami for our offsite?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, that's right. I forgot that you were out there. You took a picture of me. Oh, that was great. I forgot all about that, dude. That's great.
All right. Well, perfect time for us to wrap. That's going to be a community contest for something in the future. We'll figure out a way to distribute Alex's photo. Either way, appreciate y'all for joining. We'll be back next Friday, at least with the check-in. Again, patch should be out next Friday. PSVR 2 launch is on Halloween, 10 a.m. Pacific, I believe it said. So we're going to come chat again. So stick around. Glad to have you here. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Sorry I had to @ everyone in the Discord server, but first stream, we had to do it, right?
You got to do it on the first stream. So no, again, thank you for putting this together, Rukari. It's been great to get more dev team members in here so everybody can put a face to the name. But yeah, this was fantastic. Thanks everybody for coming along.
All right, y'all. Catch you next time.
You're not the only QB out here anymore. You got what it takes to go head to head?
Prove it. I was out in the field since I was little. Never been house